Tell you what.
My name is Sergeant Jason Swells, and this is my CVCC story. Class sizes were not too large. The professors in each class had time to talk. It was almost like a one-on-one experience. One of my daughters is a student at CVCC right now. She's going through the arts program. I've got another son who's right behind her who's about to graduate school, and he's already talking about going to CV, and he's ready for it. CVCC did prepare me for my career. They made sure you knew the subject before you walked out of the class, before you took the test. they dedicated 100% of themselves to it. It was a great experience, and I could say for anybody who's deciding or thinking about going into criminal justice, CVCC got my vote all day long because they're on top of their game.
Good afternoon, a late good afternoon to you. As we were throwing a little curveball, a little baseball humor there. We were throwing a curveball on this game. It was supposed to start at 6 p.m. It started at 5:30. I guess because the weather's cool and the wind's blowing tonight, they decided to start early. So Chris and I have been playing catch up. I'm Mike Peacock here with you on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. As Jordan, the visitor here at Columbus High, they are playing each other for what could be the region championship today. I'm not sure if that still holds true. Mike Nottleman on the mound for Columbus High. We have a scoreless tie, and we're in the top of the third inning. And at the plate for the Red Jackets is Jared Carter. He bounces one to the hole on the right side, but that's tracked down by the Blue Devils' second baseman. And it's thrown over to first for the first out. And that'll go back to the top of the order, and pitcher Bradley Smith. That was Cody Mills making the play, by the way, at second base for Columbus High. And that brings up Bradley Smith. Smith so far pitching a shutout for Jordan through 2 innings. He is the leadoff hitter, takes that one way outside for ball 1. Beautiful afternoon here, breezy. Little cooler than it's been. We're having the Easter snap or Easter winter, if you want to call it that. Going to have nights in the 40s most of this week. And there's a breaking pitch for a strike on the outside corner. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. You might hear the wind noise through our microphones here this afternoon. Going to try to keep that to a minimum if we can. But it is blowing in our face here at Randy Jordan Field. Fouled away by Bradley Smith into the screen, and it is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch from Nottleman. Breaking pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3, and they're quickly 2 away here in the top of the third inning. That'll bring up Glenn Edmondson, the Red Jacket second baseman. Hits from the left side. Nottleman, a lefty himself. He gets the sign from catcher William Randall, and the delivery. Breaking pitch stays inside for ball 1. Again, we apologize for joining this game in progress here in the top of the third inning, but we didn't know they were going to start early. And there's strike 1 on the outside corner on a fastball. So I was walking to the field, and I knew it sounded like they were playing. And when I got around the corner and could see the field, I realized that they were actually already started. Thank goodness for Game Changer. I can catch up on some things. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. And quickly, Jordan is dispatched here in the top of the third inning. 3 men up and 3 men sit down, 2 of those on strikeouts. And we'll go to the middle of the third inning. Columbus High will come to plate, trying to plate a run here in this game, as no one has yet. We'll be back in a moment on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Here they come. Truckloads of fresh inventory to Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of full-size GMC Sierras. Get ready to smile. It's Truck Month at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of brand new full-size Chevrolet Silverados. Discounted up to $13,750 off. New 2025 Chevy Equinox, the compact SUV that features high-tech options and discounts up to $5,000 off. You can enjoy no payments until July. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to smile.
And we are back. And Caden Bryan's at the plate, the leadoff hitter for Columbus High. And that was a check swing, but he went around. 4-strike one. Ball off the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike to Caden Bryans. And there's a ball off his fist out to second base, slowly hit. He's going to throw over, and he's going to get him on the ground out. So far, a pitcher's duel here between Nottleman and Bradley Smith. Caden Bryans led off the game with a walk for Columbus High. Not able to score. Here's a bunt laid down the third baseline. They're going to let that one roll foul. Third baseman very wisely, that's Cade Evans for Jordan, very wisely let that one roll, and it went foul. On the turf here at Randy Jordan Field. Ball's going to roll true. If it's spinning a little bit, it will go foul. And it's no balls and a strike. The 0-1 delivery fouled straight back into the screen. It's no balls and 2 strikes to Jamari Blackman, the Blue Devil right fielder. Good crowd here this afternoon. Really nice day for a baseball game. A little cool, not too bad though. And that one's down on the inside corner, and Blackman just muscles that one out into short left field, and he's going to hustle into second base with a double. A hustle double. It's just a little pop fly that got into shallow left field, and he never slowed down rounding first. And he's going to get in scoring position for Columbus High here in the third inning, and that'll bring up Nottleman with a chance to drive in the first run of the game. Columbus High thought they had a run back in the second inning as a wild pitch bounced off the backstop and rolled into the dugout and out of play, but you only advance 1 base on that, so the runner ended up at third, and he was not able to score before they were retired. So we're still in a shutout ball game. First pitch to Nottleman is outside and low for ball 1. Smith in the stretch. And the delivery. Ball 2. Off the plate outside. Catcher tried to frame that one. Wasn't quite successful. And you may be able to hear the wind blowing across my mic. A little bit breezy here. That wasn't going to get by. A little pickoff attempt. It's going to get into center field, and Blackman's going to move over to third now. So the first run of the game is now 90 feet away in the form of Jamari Blackman. Hustle double, and he moves to third on the failed pickoff. And there's a fly ball out to left field. It's caught and Tagging is Blackman, and he will score. So the RBI for Nottleman gets the RBI, and there are 2 away in the inning, and now nobody on base, and Columbus High leads 1-0 with the first run of the game. So great hustle. Got Blackman into scoring position. He was able to move to third, and then he scores on the sacrifice fly, and that brings to the plate Walker Bridges. He takes strike 1. Check swing, strike 1, by the way. Inside corner, strike 2. At the knees. Good job by Bradley Smith. And now Coach Chad Mathis is going to have a word with him. Something interesting, small world kind of thing. David Lane, the coach for Jordan, and Chad Mathis, the coach for Columbus High, both played baseball at Columbus State while I was working there. Chad Mathis was an infielder, good player. David Lane was a pitcher, if I remember correctly, and a good one. So it's interesting that 2 former Cougars are going against each other as coaches here in the city of Columbus now. Bradley Smith, swing and a miss. He got him on the breaking ball. And so he limits the damage to just the single run here in the 3rd inning. Probably would not have given that up if it had not been for the failed pickoff attempt that allowed the runner to advance to 3rd. And that is an unearned run, by the way, against Bradley Smith. But it is 1-0 Columbus. We head to the 4th inning. We'll be back in a moment on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Here they come. Truckloads of fresh inventory to Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of full-size GMC Sierras, discounted up to $13,250 off. New GMC Terrains, the popular SUV known for its safety, technology, and performance, is discounted up to $7,500 off. Enjoy. No payments until July. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live is proud to partner with one of our presenting sponsors, Buffalo Rock. And without this partnership, it would be hard to be able to live stream all the different sporting events at high schools, colleges, and local professional teams every single week like we do. So we thank Buffalo Rock for their support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And next time you're watching a Georgia Alabama Sports Live broadcast, make sure you're drinking a nice, refreshing Pepsi. Delicious. Thank you to Buffalo Rock and Pepsi.
Back at Randy Jordan Field, top of the 4th inning. And at the plate for the Red Jackets is Cade Evans, the 3rd baseman. He lines that one off the end of the bat over by the Jordan dugout. It's no balls and a strike. Nottleman winds the pitch. That one's fouled straight back. The screen catches it. And it's no balls and 2 strikes to Evans. 1-0 Columbus. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Nottleman, the wind, the pitch. That ball is driven out to left field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. So Cade Evans, a leadoff single here for Jordan as they try to get something going in the top of the 4th. They have had 2 other base runners in the game. Glenn Edmondson reached on an error back in the 1st inning, and John Dollar drew a walk back in the 2nd inning. And so the 3rd base runner of the game for Jordan and their first hit of the game. And that brings up Brody Catlin, the right fielder. He looks at ball 1. William Randall blocks that one up. 1-0 to the Red Jacket right fielder. Left-handed hitter. That ball is a high pop in foul territory down beyond 3rd. It's going to get out of play. And it's a ball and a strike. Bright, sunshiny afternoon here. I did bring my sunglasses. Now I don't know where I put them. There they are. I think I'm going to swap out here. Not in the stretch. The 1-1 pitch. Hard ground ball is going to get through the right side for a base hit. So 2 straight hits. Cade Evans only able to advance to second right there on the single. But a ground ball through the right side. And runners at first and second, and that'll bring up Jaden Ruddell, the shortstop. He shows bunt. Bunts that one foul down the first baseline. The coach in me almost came out right there and said bunt strikes. My man, bunt strikes. If you're sacrifice bunting, only bunt strikes. That pitch was not a strike. The 0-1, they're going to fake a pickoff back to second base. The inside move by Nottleman. Nobody there. No harm, no foul. And Ruddell steps back in. Nottleman, the stretch. Shows bunt again. Fouls this one away at the plate. Showed bunt very late right there. Walker Bridges, the first baseman, could probably tell you what kind of gum Ruddell's chewing because he was about that close to the plate. Charging. Nottleman steps on. Shakes off, shakes another. Finally has his sign. Time called now at the plate by Ruddell. Little cat and mouse game going. Nottleman into the stretch. The 0-2 pitch. There's a base hit into left field. And the runners are going to, again, have to move station to station, but now the sacks are full of Red Jackets with nobody out here in the 4th inning. 3 straight singles. Ruddell tried to give himself up 2 different times in that at bat and was not able to get the ball in fair territory on the sacrifice bunt attempt. And instead, with 2 strikes, just laces a single into left field, and the bases are loaded. That'll bring a visit from the coaching staff. I believe that's Coach Livingston that's out there having a conversation on the mound with the whole infield and with Mike Nottleman. And now David Lane will have a conversation with all 3 of his base runners after a short conversation with the batter, who is Cole Williams at the plate. Williams last at bat. He grounded out to third, so he's 0 for 1. Jordan looking to get on the board here. Columbus got the first run of the game in the bottom of the 3rd. We're in the top of the 4th. Jordan, bases loaded, nobody out. The pitch to Williams. Fouled off the right side. He was late on that one. Fastball from Nottleman. And it's 0-1. Nottleman can't get together with his catcher. Calls him out there. They're going to have a little conversation. Three hits here in the inning. All singles. Now we have a parent talking to the umpire. Not sure about what. Nottleman into the stretch. The 0-1 down the middle at the knees, strike 2. I think Cole Williams was hoping that one would be low. It was not. And he's in a hole 0-2. Needs to get the bat on the ball here. And a swing and a miss on a nice breaking pitch from Mike Nottleman. And that's the first out on the strikeout of Cole Williams. And that'll bring John Dollar, the catcher, to the plate. Dollar walked his last plate appearance back in the second inning. And let's see, Nottleman now has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strikeouts so far in 3 1/3 innings. Dollar hits from the left side. Looks at strike one. Nice pitch on the outer half at the knees, fastball. Nottleman already has his sign. The 0-1 pitch, right down the middle, strike two. I think Dollar was guessing right there. I think he might have been looking for a breaking ball, got another fastball, and he's in a hole 0-2 as well. The stretch by Nottleman. Another fastball. Swing late over there, fouled over by the Columbus High dugout. Coaches had to scramble a little bit. Umpire will get some more baseballs. No balls, 2 strikes. John Dollar at the plate. It is 1-0 Columbus. Jordan has the bases loaded and 1 out in the top of the 4th. The pitch up high for ball 1. Nottleman has his sign. He's into the stretch. The 1-2 pitch. He holds up. Ball is up again, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dollar proving already he has a pretty good eye at the plate. He drew a walk his first at bat. Trying to make something happen for Jordan here. The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball stays high and in. Dollar almost ducked into that one. And it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Only 1 out, bases loaded. Dollar stands back in. Nottleman. The stretch in the 3-2. Way high, and that'll walk in a run, and we're tied. Interestingly, Nottleman chose to try to throw a curveball on 3-2 right there and lost the grip, and it was way high, nowhere close. And there's a swing and a miss by Siraj King, and it's 0-1. King grounded to third his last at bat. That ball's outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. So we're tied at 1 now here in the top of the 4th. King looking to get one in play here and maybe plate another run. He fouls that one off the right side. It'll get out of play, out into the street here next to Randy Jordan Field. I would not park there, Chris. Not on a ball game day. Nottleman steps off. King is in. He's ready. The stretch and the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss at what would have been ball 2, way up out of the zone. And there's strike 3. And that's 2 away. And that'll bring up Jared Carter, the center fielder, a left-handed hitter. And Carter was a strikeout victim as the leadoff hitter in the top of the 3rd. He takes ball 1, nowhere close. Nottleman has given up 3 singles. None of them hit especially hard in this inning. And he's surrendered a walk, and that one's up and in as well. He's struggling a little bit with his command. And it's 2-0 to the number 9 hitter in the Jordan lineup. Carter's in the box, the stretch and the pitch. Another ball inside on another breaking pitch. And it's 3 balls and no strikes. William Randall had a word with the umpire. I think he was trying to make sure that one didn't cross the inside corner. It did not. I can tell you from here it did not. The 3-0 pitch, fastball for strike 1. Took a little off of that one, made sure he got it across the plate, and it's 3-1. He's already into the stretch. The 3-1 pitch, up and in, ball 4. He walked him again. And there's the second run of the game, and Jordan has the lead at 2-1. So a couple of RBI walks by Jordan hitters, and that brings us to the top of the order. And Bradley Smith, who has fanned twice against Nottleman. And he hits that one off the end of the bat foul. He was completely fooled on a curveball right there and barely got that off the end cap of the bat. And it's 0-1. Base is still loaded, 2 outs. Fastball off the plate, well outside for ball 1, and it's 1-1 to the Red Jacket pitcher. Smith stands in. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Good fastball off the outside corner with good movement on it from Nottleman, and it's strike 2. Smith trying to keep from wearing the hat here. He requests and is granted time at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch. There's a foul ball out of play, straight back. Oh, and we got a vehicle. The telltale sign of hitting a vehicle. The sound that no parent anywhere in America likes to hear. The stretch. The 1-2 pitch. There's a foul ball. David Lane over there with some good hands. He catches the carom off the netting of the third base dugout. Tosses it back to the pitcher. And we'll do it again. Nottleman into the stretch, the 1-2. Ground ball up the middle, fielded, throws across and got him. A ground out to the shortstop, and that'll end the threat here in the top of the 4th. But not before. Jordan sends 8 men to the plate, 3 hits, a pair of walks, and a pair of runs for the Red Jackets. They take the lead. We're going to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 2-1 Jordan. And we'll be back in a moment on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible. To be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy, and Gordy Eye Care for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Even though I'm away at college, Kinetic Credit Union is still the best way for me to stay connected here and at home. With the Kinetic mobile app, I have control of my accounts wherever I go. I can easily transfer money between internal and external accounts, get money faster by setting up recurring transfers, and I can find the nearest ATM or branch right from my phone. Plus, I can add my Kinetic cards to my phone's digital wallet and enjoy quick, secure, contactless payments. By the way, Mom, I need some more money.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
We are back at Randy Jordan Field, and leading off for the Blue Devils, catcher William Randall. Breaking pitch gets away from Bradley Smith. 4-1, 1-0. I had the pleasure of teaching William Randall at St. Luke's School when he was an 8th grader. And he's hit by the pitch, so he's officially 0 for 0 today. He walked his last plate appearance, and he's hit by a pitch now. But he's been on base both times. And they will use the courtesy runner for him, and that will be Michael Fox, or Mike Fox as he goes by, will be the courtesy runner at first base. And that brings up Cody Mills. He fouls that one back into the screen. Mills had a sacrifice bunt back in the 2nd inning. And he's hit by a pitch as well. That one sounded like it got him in the helmet, Chris. I had my head down writing, and I heard the thud. So 2 hit batters are going to put the first 2 runners aboard for Columbus High here in the bottom of the 4th. They trail by 1 run, and they have the tying run out at second base in scoring position now. And that'll bring a visit from David Lane to the mound. The whole infield is meeting on the mound right now. And we're about ready to get back to play here. And I've caught my score sheet up. Now I know what everybody's done in the past in the game, thanks to Game Changer. Thank you for running Game Changer for this game. And Maddox Anderson at the plate. He shows bunt. He's going to foul that one completely out of play back here by the concession stand. And it's no balls and a strike. Going to try to move those runners along if he can. I'm sure he will be bunting again here. That's the smart play to get both runners in scoring position. Shows bunt, pops it up again. It's foul over by the dugout. And 2 attempts have led to 2 foul balls and 2 strikes. So it's 0-2 now to Maddox Anderson. And we'll do it again. Smith rolls the ball around in his pitching hand. He's in the stretch now. And there's a line drive. Fair ball down the third baseline. Hard to see with the glare. That's going to get down into the corner. And he's out at second base trying to get in for a double. But 1 run scores and we're tied, so there's a runner at third now. So we're going to give him a single and an RBI down that third baseline. And Mike Fox, the courtesy runner, is going to score the tying run. And Cody Mills is all the way around at third base. And he'll be there with 1 out. That put out went left field to shortstop to second base. 7-6-4 if you're scoring at home. And if you're scoring at home, why? I'm only kidding. Some people like to do that. I've heard TV announcers do that. You know, if you're scoring at home, get a life. Now, Jordan, the umpires are meeting here. Let's see what this discussion is about. Not sure what that was all about. Now they're going to explain it to David Lane because they're leaving the runner who was called out at second. I'm not sure if there was an interference or they're going to call this a ground rule double. I can't see down the left field line, so I don't know what happened to the baseball when it got down in the corner. But I believe they're going to come back and call this a ground rule double, and it's going to leave runners at second and third. So it must have gone into an out-of-play area. So we'll change that to a double. Something to do with the ground rules here at Randy Jordan Field. It got into an out-of-play area, and that killed it. It did allow one run to score. And that one is fought off and foul. Well, that was a defensive swing by David Livingston. It was up and in, and he had started his swing and then tried to get out of the way. Thankfully, it hit the bat and was fouled down the first baseline. And so nobody out and runners at second and third now. Strike two. Nice little breaking pitch from Bradley Smith at the knees. And it's 0-2 to David Livingston. David, a senior. He is going to finish this swing and a miss. Struck him out. He is going to continue athletics in college. He's going to play on the Columbus State Cougars club football team next year. Saw his commitment release. I also had the pleasure of teaching David as an 8th grader at St. Luke's School. Got to know him pretty well. Good athlete. And there's a line drive out to shortstop. It's going to be a double play. There was only one out. And Maddox Anderson, I think, forgot that there was only one out, and he took off with the crack of the bat. And that is going to end the threat as Christian Spivey hit that one hard. And that was a double play to end the inning. So a run on one hit in the inning for Columbus High, and they tie it up at 2. We're going to the top of the 5th inning. It's 2-2 here at Randy Jordan Field. We'll be back in a moment on Georgia-Alabama Sports Live.
Get ready to smile. It's Truck Month at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of brand new full-size Chevrolet Silverados. Discounted up to $13,750 off. New 2025 Chevy Equinox, the compact SUV that features high-tech options and discounts up to $5,000 off. You can enjoy no payments until July. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to smile.
Georgia-Alabama Sports Live is proud to partner with one of our presenting sponsors, Buffalo Rock. And without this partnership, it would be hard to be able to live stream all the different sporting events at high schools, colleges, and local professional teams every single week like we do. So we thank Buffalo Rock for their support of Georgia-Alabama Sports Live. And next time you're watching a Georgia-Alabama Sports Live broadcast, make sure you're drinking a nice, refreshing Pepsi. Delicious. Thank you to Buffalo Rock and Pepsi.
Back at Randy Jordan Field, we've got a pitching change for Columbus High. Nottleman is going to move over to first base. And now pitching, if I heard the name correctly, he is not on my roster that I got off Max Preps today. It is Carter Dixon, the new pitcher, right-hander. And he starts Glenn Edmondson off with strike one here in the top of the fifth inning. And there's strike two. Quickly an 0-2 count on Glenn Edmondson. He has reached on an error back in the first inning and struck out today so far, both of those against Nottleman. That ball's out off the plate, outside and down. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that one stays outside again, ball 2. If I could hear the PA announcer, it's either Carter or Connor Dixon, and I apologize if I'm using the wrong first name, but I heard Carter. And now he has gone from an 0-2 count on the hitter to a 3-2 count on the hitter with 3 straight misses. And Edmondson, who hits from the left side, will now look at the 3-2 pitch. Bounces it past the mound, out to second base, gloved, throw across. And a good play over there by Nottleman to keep that one from getting away. And there's one away on the ground out by Edmondson. And that'll bring up Cade Evans. He started the rally for Jordan last inning with a single. And he is 1 for 2. And scored the first run for Jordan. He looks at ball 1. Breaking pitch dips down out of the strike zone. And ball 2 now. That one stays inside, off the plate. Two balls, no strikes. The delivery. There's strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike to the Red Jacket third baseman. The 2-1 pitch. Swings. Took a swipe at a breaking pitch and was nowhere near. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two-two pitch. Another breaking pitch, a good one. Strike 3. Really well-placed breaking pitch that time by Dixon. And they're quickly 2 away here in this 5th inning. And strike 1 just as quickly to Brody Catlin, the right fielder, as he looks at it at the knees on the outside corner. Dixon working quickly. That one's a little up. Well, you like it when a pitcher has the confidence to just get the baseball and pitch. And that's what he's doing here. He's getting the baseball, getting his sign, and going into his delivery. That one's inside. 2 balls and a strike now. Probably needs to slow his pace down just a tad. The wind, the 2-1 pitch, fouled back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Catlin also singled back in the 4th inning, scored the 2nd run of Jordan's 2 in the game. He is 1 for 2. He lined out to first base back in the 1st inning. Fouls that one back, stays alive. And it's 2-2. As a matter of fact, deuces are wild on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runs, and 2 runs. If you get that hand in poker, you're cheating, because that's 5 twos. He looks at ball 3, another full count. 3-2 pitch coming. Stays outside ball 4. So Catlin is a base runner for Jordan here in the 5th inning, and that'll bring up Jaden Riddell, who got the 3rd of 3 straight singles back in the 4th inning and loaded the bases after he attempted to bunt twice, wasn't able to get it down, and then ripped a line drive into left field. He looks at ball 1 well out of the zone, low and away. The stretch. 1-0 pitch. Bouncing ball foul over to the Columbus High dugout. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Everybody's back in place now. The stretch. The 1-1 from Dixon. Low and away, ball 2. Breeze has just a touch of a little bite to it as we get late in the evening here. Inside, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. The 3rd hitter in the inning that Dixon has worked to a 3-ball count. Lost one of those, and that was Brody Catlin, who's over at first base after drawing a walk. And now he's 3-1 to Riddell. Riddell is 1 for 2, grounded out back in the 2nd inning. Looking to reach base again. The 3-1 pitch nowhere near, ball 4. And a pair of runners aboard, and one now in scoring position for Jordan. And Cole Williams coming to the plate. That'll bring a mound visit. Don't know if they have anybody warming up at the moment. I believe a little coaching going on tempo here and keeping a good tempo. The meeting is broken up now, and we'll get back to play. Two outs, runners at first and second. Jordan and Columbus are tied at 2. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Long look back at second. Finally, he's going to deliver the pitch, and it's strike 1. Cole Williams at the plate, the first baseman. He is 0 for 2 today with a ground out and a strikeout. And there is a foul ball over to the Columbus High dugout. Got a piece of that one, but he's going to have to battle here now down 0-2 if he's going to keep this inning alive for the Red Jackets. Dixon, long look back at second. The pitch. Bounding ball out to shortstop. Fielded. Throws across and got him. So a little magic act by Dixon there as he pitched himself into trouble and then pitched himself out of it, getting the ground out to end the threat. It's still 2-2. We're going to the bottom of the 5th inning at Randy Jordan Field. We'll be back on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible to be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy and Gordy Eye Care, for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And then you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Here they come. Truck truckloads of fresh inventory to Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of full-size GMC Sierras, discounted up to $13,250 off. New GMC Terrains, the popular SUV known for its safety, technology, and performance, is discounted up to $7,500 off. Enjoy. No payments until July. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Back at Randy Jordan Field, leading off for the Blue Devils is leadoff hitter Caden Bryans. He is 0 for 1 officially on the day. Drew a walk to lead off the bottom of the first for Columbus High. Grounded out in the third. And it's 2 balls and no strikes from Bradley Smith. And it's 3-0. 3 straight out of the zone to the Blue Devil leadoff hitter. And there's ball 4. That one stayed down in the zone. And so the leadoff hitter is on with the second walk of the day by Bryans. He has good speed at first, and that'll draw a visit from the Red Jacket pitching coach. I believe that might be Philip Clark. It is. I know old Phil pretty well. And coming to the plate will be Jamari Blackman. Blackman scored the first run of the game for Columbus back in the third inning. He doubled. Went to third on a failed pickoff attempt and then came home on a sacrifice fly. Pickoff moved to first, not close. Blackman gets his sign, now steps in. Smith ready to go. Runner goes from first, and he's going to steal it easily. Got a great jump. And that ball was up and in, and the catcher barely able to handle it. So Caden Bryans with the stolen base. And he is in scoring position for the Devils with the go-ahead run. The 1-0 is way high again. Ball 2 to Blackman. Smith struggling with his control here in this 5th inning so far. A walk to Caden Bryans, and he's 2-0 now to Jamari Blackman. The stretch, the 2-0 pitch. Swing, foul tipped at the plate. That was a breaking pitch. Umpire's going to give him a new baseball. But you can bet this is not Major League Baseball. They will not throw those balls out if they have a little mark on them like they do in the major leagues. They go through a lot of baseballs in professional leagues. The stretch in the 2-1. Bunted, foul down the first baseline. That was a late bunt attempt. And now the count is 2-2. Nobody out. Caden Bryans down at second base. We're tied at 2. Blackman's in. Smith gets the sign. And that one's fouled off. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. That's a dead ball as the ball hit Jamari Blackman. The runner cannot advance to third. But the hit by pitch puts runners at first and second, and that'll bring up Mike Nottleman, who's moved over to first base. Nottleman is 0 for 1 today with a sacrifice fly and an RBI, and that's going to be a pitching change as Bradley Smith, good job by him. He's going to exit here. And coming on to pitch, I believe, moving from third base to pitcher is going to be Cade Evans. So, Chris, let's take a little break here while the pitcher's warming up. We'll be back in a moment here at Randy Jordan Field on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live is proud to partner with one of our presenting sponsors.
Get ready to smile. It's Truck Month at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of brand new full-size Chevrolet Silverados. Discounted up to $13,750 off. New 2025 Chevy Equinox, the compact SUV that features high-tech options and discounts up to $5,000 off. You can enjoy no payments until July. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to smile.
We back? Back at Randy Jordan Field. Ball one to Nottleman from Cade Evans, and just had basically the two guys swap positions. Bradley Smith now over at third base, Cade Evans on the mound. Nobody out, runners at second, third. That was a wild pitch, so the runners were able to move up. Columbus High trying to rally here. Nobody out, both runners in scoring position, and it's 2-0 now to Nottleman. The wind and the pitch. Strike one on the outside corner. Evans into the windup now with nobody on first. Fastball fouled off over here to the left side and out of play. So now we're at a 2-2 count. Evans, the right-hander, the wind and the pitch. Down low, ball three. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Jordan not blessed with a really deep roster. I think they have 14 players on their roster. So a lot of guys play multiple positions, and there's ball 4 to Nottleman as the breaking pitch stays out of the zone. And that'll load the bases with nobody out for Walker Bridges. No, excuse me. This will be Dixon. So Dixon came to the mound, and Walker Bridges left the game when Nottleman went to first. So Bridges in the lineup, Dixon in the lineup. And now there is a pinch runner at first base. Logan Patrick is going to pinch hit. And now the umpire's finally got his stuff put away, and he'll get his mask on. So runners at every base, nobody out. Ball one outside and low to Dixon. William Randall on deck for the Blue Devils. The wind, the 1-0 pitch, strike one down the middle. The 1-1 pitch. Just a little bit high, I guess. I will not have on my umpire shirt today, so I'll go with the call. Strike two. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That could have been ye old makeup call there. The wind in the 2-2. Oh, a really close pitch on the outside corner. Called ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Really good location for that pitch from Cade Evans, but it's 3-2. Nobody out. And that one stays inside for ball 4, and Columbus High has the lead. Interestingly, they have the lead with no hits in the inning. That is 3 walks and a hit batter. And William Randall comes to the plate. Speaking of hit batter, he was hit by a pitch his last at bat. And there's ball 1. Reached on an error in the second inning. Swing and a miss at probably what was ball 2. Couldn't lay off of that one. The high pitch. And it's 1-1. Nobody out still. Strike 2. That was an excellent pitch from Evans at the knees. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Randall trying to do some damage here. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Columbus High has taken a 3-2 lead without the benefit of a hit in this inning. And that'll bring up Cody Mills. Mills was also hit by a pitch last inning. He is officially 0 for 0 at the plate today. Swing and a miss. And a pitch out of the zone. He sacrifice bunted back in the second inning and then was hit by a pitch, so he does not have an official plate appearance today. Looking to do something here. He squares to bunt, gets it down in fair territory. That's going to score a run. So a little safety squeeze there and a very good job. And a second sacrifice bunt, so that's going to be 1-3 on the sacrifice with an RBI. And that'll be the second out of the inning, but also Columbus High now leads 4-2 here in the bottom of the 5th. With runners at second, third. Right back up the middle. Tossed over to first. That was Maddox Anderson. He hit it hard, but Evans got a glove on it knocked it down, picked it up, threw it over to first, and that's the end of the inning here in the fifth. But Columbus High scores a pair of runs, again, without the benefit of a hit in that inning. And they take a 4-2 lead. We're going to the top of the sixth inning. We'll be back here at Randy Jordan Field in a moment on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
My name is Sergeant Jason Swells, and this is my CVCC story. Class sizes were not too large. The professors in each class had time to talk. It was almost like a one-on-one experience. One of my daughters is a student at CVCC right now. She's going through the arts program. I've got another son who's right behind her who's about to graduate school, and he's already talking about going to CV, and he's ready for it. CVCC did prepare me for my career. They made sure you knew the subject before you walked out of the class, before you took the test. They dedicated 100% of themselves to it. It was a great experience, and I could say for anybody who's deciding or thinking about going into criminal justice, CVCC got my vote all day long because they're on top of their game.
He is officially 0 for 0 at the plate. He has walked twice, and he is ahead in the count. Excuse me, no, he is not. That was strike one. It's 1 ball and 1 strike, and that one fooled me because I thought that was ball 2. So did he. Bounding ball down, foul, pass first. Nottleman's going to glove it and throw it back to the pitcher. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Got to fight from behind here. The Red Jacket catcher. And the 1-2 pitch. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. William Randall tried to bring that one in, give the umpire a good look at it. Not successful. The 2-2 pitch. Line down the left field line. That's going to hook foul or slice foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dixon to wind the pitch, way outside, ball 3. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to frequent our sponsors here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We would not be able to do this without them. And we so appreciate all of our great sponsors. Buffalo Rock Pepsi, been with us a long time. Carroll Purdue State Farm, been with us a long time. Glenn Smith Chevy, GMC, and there's ball 4. And John Dollar has a hat trick of walks here. Bases on balls each of his 3 plate appearances today. And that'll bring up Siraj King. King is 0 for 2, grounded out and struck out. See what he does here. See if he's going to square to bunt here and try to get a runner in scoring position. Oh, and they've picked him off. No, they did not. The umpire called him safe. That is the courtesy runner over there at first, and he was in no man's land and somehow got back. I can't see the number on that jersey. 14. And it squares to bunt, and that's going to get by the catcher, by everybody. And that is Bryant Marsh, who is the courtesy runner for the catcher, John Dollar, and he's down at second base now. As Siraj King was going to square to bunt, try to get him over. Didn't have to. He had to get out of the way of that pitch because it went right over the top of his helmet. And it's 1-0. William Randall out to talk to his pitcher. Back in now. And the pitcher steps off as the runner was moving around out there, and the fielders were moving around, playing the little game around second base. And they're going to make a token pickoff throw back to second. Columbus High had a little play on there, a little rotation play. The 1-0 pitch hits him. So, in what is looking like a copy of last inning, or the bottom of the last inning, we now have 2 runners on and 1 in scoring position without the benefit of any kind of hit. And that'll bring a mound visit. Everybody in the infield on the mound. And both base runners now over at third base talking with Coach David Lane. Mound visit breaks up. Dixon stays in the game. Nobody out. First and second base for Jordan here. They trail 4-2, trying to make something happen. And at the plate is Jared Carter, the center fielder, the number 9 man in the order for the Red Jackets. He squares to bunt, and he leaves it out there on a pitch that would have been a ball. Now that ball's into right field. As they threw behind the runner, it gets off the glove and out into right field, and that's going to put runners at the corners. So now first and third with nobody out and an 0-1 count to Jared Carter. He left the bat out there on what would have been ball 1. Let's see if he squares again this time. He does, and he gets it down. Runner's going to stay at third. That was a good job because it was bunted pretty hard right back to the pitcher. And a good job of staying, but he gets the other runner over in scoring position. With 1 out, that gets the top of the order back up, and Bradley Smith. Smith struggled a little bit at the plate today. He's 0 for 3. A pair of strikeouts and a ground out. Can do some damage here, though, if he puts one in a gap. There's a bounding ball out to shortstop. Play's going to be to third base. They're going to get that runner. And a little bit of a base running mistake right there. If the ball's hit in front of you, you do not go ahead and go to third. So that'll be a learning opportunity, and David Lane already had a little learning session with his runner. But 2 outs now and a runner at first, and it's 4-3. That ball fouled off by Glenn Edmondson. So 2 outs in the inning. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 6th inning, it's 4-3 Columbus. Runner on first for Jordan. The pitch to Carter. Fly ball, shallow left field. And it's gathered in out there for the 3rd out. So 1 run in the inning on no hits once again. And 1 runner left on base for Jordan. It is 4-3. We're going to the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll be back here at Randy Jordan Field in a moment on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live is proud to partner with one of our presenting sponsors, Buffalo Rock. And without this partnership, it would be hard to be able to live stream all the different sporting events at high schools, colleges, and local professional teams every single week like we do. So we thank Buffalo Rock for their support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And next time you're watching a Georgia Alabama Sports Live broadcast, make sure you're drinking a nice, refreshing Pepsi. delicious. Thank you to Buffalo Rock and Pepsi.
Here they come. Truckloads of fresh inventory to Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of full-size GMC Sierras, discounted up to $13,250 off. New GMC Terrains, the popular SUV known for its safety, technology, and performance, is discounted up to $7,500 off. Enjoy. No payments until July. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Even though I'm away at college, Kinetic Credit Union is still the best way for me to stay connected here and at home. With the Kinetic mobile app, I have control of my accounts wherever I go. I can easily transfer money between internal and external accounts, get money faster by setting up recurring transfers, and I can find the nearest ATM or branch right from my phone. Plus, I can add my Kinetic cards to my phone's digital wallet and enjoy quick, secure, contactless payments. By the way, Mom, I need some more money.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
Back to Randy Jordan Field. 4-3 Columbus. And at the plate for the Blue Devils is David Livingston leading off here. Livingston 0 for 1 on the day with a walk and a strikeout. He looks at strike one from Cade Evans. Fouls that one back. No balls, 2 strikes. That one missed the vehicles back there. No disheartening metallic thunk back there this time. And it's 0-2 to Livingston. The wind, the 0-2 pitch. Up and in, ball 1. And there's a bounding ball out to shortstop. Fielded. The throw across. Got him. 1 out here in the 6th. And that'll bring up Christian Spivey, the number 9 hitter in the order for the Blue Devils. Spivey on the day has flown out and lined into a double play. He's 0 for 2. The wind from Evans. Curveball stays inside. I'll give it to Spivey there. He stayed in the box with that one. It looked like it was coming right at him. Up and in for ball 2. Sun is tough on us here. It's not tough on the players. There's a curveball for strike 1. Nice pitch from Evans. Right in our face here on the top row of the bleachers right behind home plate. Glad I'm wearing a hat. There's a hard hit ball up the middle, and that's going to get through for a single for Spivey. His first hit of the day. And Columbus High has a base runner here in the 6th inning. That is just the 3rd hit of the afternoon for Columbus. And the first single. They had a pair of doubles, their only other 2 hits. Wind the pitch, outside corner strike at the knees to Caden Bryans, the leadoff hitter. The 0-1 pitch. Bouncing ball is going to get through the right side for a single. Spivey's going to round second, but he's going to stay right there. And 2 straight hits now for the Devils. We'll put runners at first and second with 1 out. And that'll bring up Jamari Blackman. Blackman has struck out, doubled, and been hit by a pitch. He's 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored. Evans. The pitch. Curveball stays in. He's not afraid to start that curveball at the back pocket or the back of the left shoulder of a right-handed hitter and break it inside. Bounces that fastball up there. 2 balls and no strikes. Evans has a sign, the stretch and the 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss, a good breaking pitch. Started that one over the plate, broke it off the plate, got a swing out of Blackman. And it's 2-1. 1 out, runners at first and second. The pitch popped up, and it's caught by the catcher. A little surprise bunt right there to try to get the runners over. Popped it up right out in front of the plate, and John Dollar was able to get under it and glove it for the pop out. And that's 2 away, and that'll bring up Mike Nottleman. Nottleman is 0 for 1 officially on the day. He had a sacrifice fly back in the 3rd inning and an RBI, and he walked in the 5th after striking out in the 1st inning. So officially 0 for 1 today with 2 outs here, trying to do some more damage, get an insurance run or 2 here for Columbus High. Looks at ball 1 outside. The stretch and the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Good fastball from Evans. Evans, a good-sized young man. I'm glad I don't have to feed him. The stretch, the 1-1. Strike 2 on the outside corner. Well-located pitch right there. And Evans now to work here at 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2. Fastball just missed. I think that stayed a little bit low. It was in just about the same location as the previous pitch, but just a little low. And it's 2-2. Deuce is Wild on the board again. The 2-2 pitch. Curveball gets away from him a little bit, stays outside, and it's 3-2. So the runners will be off with this pitch. They have to be careful and not run themselves into a pickoff here and by starting too early, but they'll be off with the pitch here, getting a running start. The stretch, the 3-2 pitch, up high, ball 4. So Nottleman went from an 0-2 count to working a walk, and now the bases are loaded. And we've got a pinch hitter here going to hit for the Blue Devils. Let me grab that name for you. Axel Serra will be the pinch hitter. And he'll come up with the bases loaded and 2 outs for his first plate appearance. Wonder how many times he gets called Axel Foley from the Beverly Hills Cop movies. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Good pitch from Evans. That's that breaking pitch that he starts over the plate and breaks it off the outside corner. It is a swing and a miss pitch, and that's exactly what he got. Wind in the 0-1. Up high for ball 1. 1-1 now to Serra. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This pinch hitter, I do believe, means we will have another pitcher for in the top of the 7th. There's a fly ball that's going to slice foul and get out into the street down the right field side, over into a yard. And we'll do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Evans trying to work out of this jam here and keep Columbus High from adding to its lead. The wind in the pitch just missed him as that one stayed inside. I'm going to tell you, I was guessing along with him. I was looking for a breaking pitch there, and he threw the fastball. Almost got him. The 2-2 pitch. High, ball 3. Now the merry-go-round will really be going. All 3 runners will be off on the pitch, trying to get a running start here. Evans going to have to deliver here on 3 and 2 with 2 outs. The wind, the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Strike 3. So Columbus High loads the bases, but they can't get one across here in the 6th inning. They will take that skinny little 1-run lead into the 7th. And we'll be back at Randy Jordan Field on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Don't go anywhere. Come back for the finale here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Here they come. Truckloads of fresh inventory to Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of full-size GMC Sierras, discounted up to $13,250 off. New GMC Terrains, the popular SUV known for its safety, technology, and performance, is discounted up to $7,500 off. Enjoy. No payments until July. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible. To be able to cover these 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy, and Gordy Eye Care for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And then you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
And we're back at Randy Jordan Field. Kate Evans will lead off here as we've got a little discussion going on. They pinch hit for Dixon in the bottom of the inning, and they appeared to be re-entering him. But I don't think they can do that because he came in as a substitute, and I'm not sure they can re-enter him. And that is correct. They will now substitute, and they will put in R.J. Griffin will be the pitcher. And so let's see. Sometimes your score sheet becomes a mess when all this stuff goes on. So R.J. Griffin will come in to pitch the 7th here for Columbus High, try to hold Jordan right where they are. A 1-run lead. Chris, I'll tell you, let's take another little quick break here in the top of the 7th. We'll be back in a moment to finish off the 7th inning on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Even though I'm away at college, Kinetic Credit Union is still the best way for me to stay connected here and at home. With the Kinetic mobile app, I have control of my accounts wherever I go. I can easily transfer money between internal and external accounts, get money faster by setting up recurring transfers, and I can find the nearest ATM or branch right from my phone. Plus, I can add my Kinetic cards to my phone's digital wallet and enjoy quick, secure, contactless payments. By the way, Mom, I need some more money.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
Hey guys, it's Colin Scroggins with CNAW2 News.
And we're back at Randy Jordan Field. Griffin has completed his warm-ups. Cade Evans at the plate. First pitch, outside and low for ball one. Griffin got a little giddy up on that fastball. The 1-0. Strike one. And I will be dead honest with you people. The first pitch looked better than that one. But at any rate, it's 1-1. Foul tipped into the mitt. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Noticeable jump in velocity from the other pitchers in this game so far for R.J. Griffin. The 1-2 pitch bounces up there, ball 2. Little overthrow there. Trying to get a little more giddy up on it. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. And that's called strike 3. And you guys watching at home, you can be your own judge on that one. But at any rate, there's one away here now in the 7th on the strikeout looking. And I'll bring up Brody Catlin. Catlin is 1 for 2 officially with a run scored. That pitch stays outside for ball 1. R.J. Griffin trying to earn the save here today for the Blue Devils. That one stays off the plate outside again. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Trying to be a little bit too fine maybe on that outside corner. And it's 2-0. The 2-0 pitch again is outside. No strikes to Catlin. And Jordan needs base runners, so Catlin will be just as happy as he can be to earn a walk here. Griffin into the stretch. The 3-0 pitch bounces up there, ball 4. Second walk of the day for Brody Catlin. He's at first base, and that'll bring up Jaden Riddell, the shortstop. Riddell on the day is 1 for 2 officially. And a step off. Chases the runner back to first down there. Catlin gets his lead. The stretch. First pitch to Riddell. Bounces up there, gets away from the catcher, but not far enough for the runner to advance. And it's 1-0. So 5 straight have missed the zone here for R.J. Griffin. The 1-0. Bounces again, ball 2. The 2-0 pitch. There's a high fly ball out to center field. Center fielder is under it. Caden Bryan's going to put that one away. And there are 2 outs here now in the 7th. Runner still at first base for Jordan. Starting to get dark. The lights are on, but they haven't really taken effect here yet as far as helping. And I do have sunglasses on, so I need to remind myself of that. No wonder it looks kind of dark here to me. There's strike 1 at the knees. Oh, yeah, that's much better. When you take your sunglasses off, you realize it's not as dark as it looked a couple of seconds ago. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So quickly, Cole Williams in a hole here, and R.J. Griffin trying to put away the save here and can do it on this pitch. The 0-2, outside, ball 1. Good pitch right there. Very good pitch in that count. The 1-2 pitch. Foul ball. Not held on to by William Randall. I believe it got a piece of his mask. And it's a ball and 2 strikes once again. Brody Catlin at first. Jordan trying to push one across to tie it here in the 7th. High, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. To Cole Williams. Williams on the day. 2 ground outs and a strikeout. He's 0 for 3. Would love to get one in a gap here somewhere and keep this inning alive. Foul ball. Late swing on the fastball there. Bounces it off the netting in front of the first base dugout. And we'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Griffin, the pitch. Down low, ball 3. The runner at first will get a head start this time on the 3-2 count. The stretch and the step off and look back at first. Got to guard against that when you're the runner in this situation. You don't want to start too early. You got to make sure the pitcher's going to the plate. The 3-2 pitch. Grounds ball out to second base. Fielded. The throw across. He got him, and there's your ball game. So Columbus High will take the 4-3 win over Jordan, and that might just secure the region championship for the Blue Devils in the 4-3 final. Good ball game here at Randy Jordan Field this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you check the Georgia Alabama Sports Live schedule the rest of the week. I know we'll be at Glenwood on Friday evening for a doubleheader. I was going to try to do that, but I'm not going to be able to. So I will probably not see you guys or be with you guys again until next week. And also, let me remind you of something. If you like podcasts, joining the Georgia Alabama Sports Live family this past week, myself and Marty Durden have one episode of the Step Up podcast already out there, and we will have episode 2 coming up this week. It'll come online Sunday night around 7 p.m., and we will be talking this week. Our topic will be on the characteristics of a good coach and what makes a good coach. And then we'll start having guests here before long as well on the Step Up podcast. So if you're into podcasts, the video version will be out Sunday night. The audio version will be out probably sometime on Monday morning. You should be able to find it most places that you find podcasts. And we're excited to bring that to you, excited to join the Georgia Alabama Sports Live family with that podcast, something we've been wanting to do for a long time. And keep watch. There might be another one coming up soon if we can get that off the ground. But we're growing by leaps and bounds here at Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We're going to continue to bring you the best in high school, college, and maybe even every now and then a professional or semi-pro game from around the Chattahoochee Valley area. But that's all thanks to our great sponsors, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you look up our sponsors. Make sure you frequent their business, support them, and tell them thank you for all they do for Georgia Alabama Sports Live. For our producer, Chris, I'm Mike Peacock. We'll see you next time on Georgia Alabama Sports Live as Columbus High takes the 4-3 win over Jordan here today.